Hello, Nanocyde here, and this is just a quick update about my first thoughts and opinions of the new Vikendi, Update 7.1, and a few comments on the Season 7 pass. Now it's all aboard the new Vikendi train. PUBG Update 7.1 landed just recently, and along with it, at least for me, is the much anticipated return of Vikendi. Plus there's this little other thing called Season 7 that started, but a bit more on that in a bit. When I played Vikendi for the first time when it came out in December 2018, I instantly fell in love with the map. It was something completely different than what we had previously seen in PUBG. Vikendi was a smaller but not too small of a map with plenty of destinations. Plus there was all this white powdery stuff on the ground, and no, it's not the stuff that you put up your nose. Some of my favorite elements in the original was Dino Park, tracking people in the snow, and the snowmobile. Of course, when they pulled the map for a revamp with the launch of Karakin, I was excited, nervous, and sad. I didn't know what to expect, and really I didn't want them to screw it up. Now it's live, and here are some of my first thoughts after a couple weeks of gameplay on the new Vikendi. First off, you cannot mention the new Vikendi without bringing up the train. And let me be right up front about the train. It's totally freaking awesome. From the train stations to the train itself, and being able to jump off and engage other players is something I didn't know that was missing from this game. Already I have had several epic gunfights at the train stations, and landing on the train at the start of a match is pretty epic, plus they contain loot spawns. The train system is a wonderful feature and makes me wish that there was other systems in place like this, such as a bus metro system for Erangel, or a gondola lift for Miramar. One thing to note is that the sound of the train is extremely loud. I can't hear my squad talking because it's a constant rumble. From a distance, while the rumble is deep and strong, it sounds realistic, and the sound used reminds me of the old cable car trolleys in San Francisco from when I was younger. Next thing I had to take a look at was the Dino Park. Of course, for me, it's sad to see the old place go, as it was more open and simple, but the new one is huge. Like, oh my god, old Xbox is huge meme levels of huge. It has a lot of features that seem to be pulled from various real-world theme parks. There is one area in particular that has the feel of Main Street from Disneyland. At the park, there are a bunch of locations to grab your gear and get your kill on. Plus, you can even run up the rails and set up shop on top of the mountain for some snipey snipe fun. However, word of warning, you will be exposed on your way up to the top. So let's go ahead and also talk about all this brown ground I see running around. What happened to my snow? My fresh, powdery snow that I could track people with is all gone. Well, at least in some areas it's gone. And with it also went the snowmobile. I guess I won't be able to do aerial tricks with that thing anymore. And honestly, it makes me sad. In a lot of ways, the snow removal in some areas of Vikendi just makes those areas look bland, dead, and boring. I'm not a fan of the little to no snow areas, as the aesthetics are just terrible. Like straight up ugly terrible. On the same note of aesthetics, the night with the aura in the original was absolutely gorgeous, and I hope it returns sooner than later. Also, the whole feel of Vikendi is a bit off with the removal of the previous ambience and sound effects, more specific the wind. I feel like with less snow and the less ambient details really break the previous immersive feeling that was the Vikendi. I don't know, maybe I'm just wrong about this, but there are areas that just don't feel exactly right, like as if they belong on another map. Plus, all those players who equip the white ghillie suit just look like a giant yeti and make great practice targets. Thanks for the free kills, I guess. In Update 7.1, there were some other things that went down, or more so a bit earlier. It is a shame the new blood effect system from Update 5.3 had to be reverted, but at least for me there seems to be less performance issues with this change. Unfortunately, it makes determining headshots more difficult, but I'd rather have more stability than better splatter. The biggest or rather most visual quality of life changes are all UI related. For example, that ugly text block of network statistics is now a clean little text strip at the top of the screen. This makes for cleaner videos when recording while still being able to keep important information available. Being able to cancel matchmaking while in other menus is just so needed, and I'm glad that's now added. Makes me wonder why it took so long. And lastly, the quantity button finally now works for the blue coupon turn-ins for BP. With the Vikendi revamp came Survivor Pass Season 7 Coldfront. Now I already did a video on 5 reasons why you should buy or not buy the Season 7 Pass, but I will add just a couple quick notes here. All of the Dino Park souvenir items are a mixed bag. I'll probably never use any of them. However, I am getting certain satisfaction of decimating players I see in the green dino suits. Also, I can say I'm pleased to have seen a few new missions in the mix. They could have always been there and I never saw them, but I'll take some different ones for sure. And on the topic of missions, the whole toss ammo or really toss anything to teammates, I don't think most players know about this feature in game. Earlier in the day when I recorded this, I had to explain this feature to 3 other players in my squad as they never knew it was in the game. This makes doing those toss missions a real pain. As the Coldfront Pass progresses, I'm also kind of looking forward to the story of Vikendi and the Lin family. They seem like a bunch of rich backstabbing people from what is known, and I'm curious to see if the story follows how I'm thinking it might. The biggest downside, or at least for players in the North American region, which is where I play, it seems like the Vikendi queue is absolutely dead. At least for solos and duos. It doesn't matter if you do third person or first person, there seems to be no one in those queues. During the day, however, you can get some Vikendi squad games in, which I guess is a plus, but right now as it stands, PUBG really needs to consider just combining the map into the queue. I don't think the North American population is healthy anymore to maintain separate map queues. Overall, I can say that I'm enjoying the new Vikendi. I would be enjoying PUBG as a whole more if the hackers were dealt with, as they seem to still be hitting hot and heavy, but that's for another video. I also forgot to say that I'm happy that another map is available with the MP5K back. I absolutely love that gun and have already shredded several players with it. Yay for the kills. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the updated Vikendi map. What do you like? What do you dislike? What would you have done differently if you were in charge? If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button. Go ahead and click that subscribe button to see other great gaming content like this. Be sure to follow me at Nanocyde on Twitter to see my latest comments on all things gaming. And as always, I'm Nanocyde. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. That was well timed.
Yeah, I seen him running around. I was like, okay, where's he gonna come out at? And he... Ooh!